Today we will be pitting two recent models of Audi and Lexus together to find out which one comes out on top. The Audi A6 versus the Lexus ES. Both these cars fall in the same category but are very different. So watch the full video and tell me which one do you think came out on top. So subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. Both the Audi A6 and the Lexus ES are mid-sized luxury sedans but are very different in their own way. While the Audi A6 plays it sharp and controlled, the Lexus ES goes smooth and expressive. The 2025 Audi A6 sticks with Audi's wide single-frame grille. It gives the car a serious face. The air inlets are large and clean. They include air curtains that guide airflow around the car. This can help with stability and efficiency. The headlights are slim and very precise. Standard LED units look clean. The optional HD matrix LEDs push the tech look even further. At the back, the taillights stay narrow and sharp. A chrome strip connects them and makes the car look wider. From the side, the A6 feels controlled and taut. A strong shoulder line runs from the hood to the rear. The roofline stays flat and sleek. The wheel arches flare out with Audi's Quattro sculpture. That detail hints at performance without being loud. The rear keeps things simple and wide. The LED lamps use vertical elements that add depth. The A6 reaches a drag figure around 0.23. That shows real attention to airflow, not just looks. Wheel sizes run from 18 to 21 inches. Exterior trims let buyers tune the vibe from clean to sporty. The 2025 Lexus ES goes in a different direction. This is a full redesign. The look comes from Lexus's Clean Tech X Elegance idea. The front drops the old grille-heavy look. The spindle shape blends into the body. The surface stays smooth and minimal. Hybrid models still have openings for cooling, but they stay subtle. Lighting does a lot of the talking. The ES uses L-shaped daytime lights and matching turn signals. These shapes lock in Lexus identity the moment you see the car. The side profile leans toward a fastback feel. The roof flows gently toward the rear. The body tapers in a way that makes the car look lower. A 6-window layout adds visual length. An L-shaped graphic runs along the doors and ties the shoulder line to the side sills. At the rear, the ES uses full-width taillights. The L-shaped theme continues. The lights sit wide and low. The stance feels calm and confident. The Audi A6 gives you a wide range of engines. That's its biggest strength. You can start simple or go very quick. The base petrol A6 uses a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. It makes about 201 horsepower and 340 newton-meters of torque. Power comes in early, around 2,000 RPM. That helps in city driving. 0 to 62 miles per hour takes about 8.2 seconds. Top speed reaches around 152 miles per hour. Drive goes to the front wheels with AWD available on some trims. The gearbox is a 7-speed S-tronic automatic. Moving to the 2-liter diesel mild hybrid, power stays close to 201 horsepower, but torque jumps to around 400 newton-meters. 0 to 62 miles per hour drops to as low as 6.9 seconds in some setups. Fuel use stays very low. Combined figures sit around the high 50 mpg range. AWD shows up on certain versions. The 3-liter V6 diesel is a different animal. It pushes out about 282 horsepower and a massive 620 newton-meters of torque. 0 to 62 miles per hour takes around 5.4 seconds. Top speed hits 155 miles per hour and stays limited there. Quattro AWD comes standard. This version uses a Tiptronic automatic. Fuel use stays reasonable for the output, landing in the mid-30 mpg range. Audi also offers petrol mild hybrid options. The 2-liter version makes around 261 horsepower. Torque reaches about 370 newton-meters. 0 to 62 miles per hour lands around 6.7 seconds. Top speed stays capped at 155 miles per hour. At the top sits the 3-liter V6 petrol. Power climbs to about 335 horsepower with 500 newton-meters of torque. 0 to 62 miles per hour drops to about 4.9 seconds. AWD is standard. Top speed stays electronically limited at 155 miles per hour. Across the range, curb weight runs from about 1770 to nearly 1980 kilograms. Seating stays at 5. Drive layouts vary between front-wheel drive and Quattro AWD. Fuel economy depends heavily on engine choice.
The ES lineup stays simpler. The ES 250 uses a 2.5-liter four-cylinder. It makes about 203 horsepower and 249 newton-meters of torque. Power comes higher in the rev range. An 8-speed automatic sends power to all four wheels. 0 to 60 miles per hour takes about 8.6 seconds. Top speed sits around 131 miles per hour. Fuel use lands at about 25 mpg city and 34 highway. The ES 350 brings a 3.5-liter V6. Output jumps to about 302 horsepower and 362 newton-meters of torque. Drive goes to the front wheels. 0 to 60 miles per hour improves to around 6.6 seconds. Top speed stays the same at around 131 miles per hour. Fuel economy drops slightly to around 22 city and 32 highway. Then there's the ES300H Hybrid. It pairs a 2.5-liter four-cylinder with an electric motor. Combined output sits around 215 horsepower. The gearbox is an eCVT. Drive goes to the front wheels. 0 to 60 miles per hour takes about 8.1 seconds. Top speed stays limited to around 112 miles per hour. Fuel economy is the headline. Figures reach about 43 city and 44 highway. Across the ES range, curb weight runs from about 1,610 to nearly 1,720 kilograms. Seating stays at 5. Drivetrain options stay limited compared to the Audi. While Audi does give more options, most of the ranges are still covered by Lexus, so if you are not looking for a specific diesel engine, both cars will have what you actually need.
Inside the 2025 Audi A6, and the first thing you notice is how they keep the cabin clean and tight. There aren't many buttons fighting for attention. Most things live on the screens. That can be good or bad depending on how much you like touch controls. It looks good, minimalistic, while being futuristic at the same time. But if you have watched my other videos, I do not like everything being on the touchscreen. I would prefer buttons over hundreds of menus. However, I will also agree that without buttons, the manufacturer can clean up the space, making it look so much better. Flat surfaces, sharp lines, leather everywhere you touch. Trim choices lean toward metal and wood. In front of the driver sits a digital cluster around 11.9 inches. It shows speed, maps, and driving info. You can change what you see. In the center, a large touchscreen takes over infotainment duties. Some trims stretch this screen to about 14.5 inches. Everything runs through it: climate, media, car settings. There's also ambient lighting that runs through the cabin. You can change colors to fit your mood. Seats in the A6 focus on support. 5 people fit easily. Front seats offer heating and cooling in higher trims. Long drives feel easy because the seats hold you well without being stiff. Rear passengers get good legroom and headroom. This car feels built for highway time. Audi offers Bang & Olufsen audio on some trims. The speakers are clean and sharp, no booming bass tricks, just a clear sound across the cabin. The ES feels softer. They lean more into comfort and craftsmanship. The leather is smooth, wood and bamboo-style trims show up on the dash and doors. Ambient lighting flows through these trims instead of sitting around them. The dashboard design feels wider and calmer. A digital instrument cluster sits ahead of the driver at about 12.3 inches. In the middle is a large touchscreen around 14 inches. The ES uses hidden physical switches. When the car is off, they blend into the dash. When it starts, they light up. Climate controls and core functions still have real buttons. You don't need to dig through menus for everything. It is a nice middle ground. Seats focus on comfort more than sportiness. Lexus uses Nulux or semi-aniline leather depending on trim. Heating and ventilation are available. The standout feature is in the rear. Some versions offer an Ottoman-style leg rest behind the front passenger seat. That's aimed squarely at relaxed cruising. Climate control is usually dual zone with strong filtration and quiet airflow. Sound insulation is a priority. Pair that with the optional Mark Levinson audio system, and the cabin feels very composed. Let's go through some of the drawbacks these cars have. The biggest issue with the Audi is the screens. Almost everything runs through touch screens. Climate control, settings, even simple changes. There are very few physical buttons, so when you want to change the temperature while driving, you have to look at the screen. The infotainment system itself does not help much. Some actions take more steps than they should. The touch controls on the steering wheel can also trigger by accident. A light brush of your thumb can change settings without you meaning to. Then there are the software problems. Some owners report laggy screens. Others mention the display going dark or freezing. Cold weather makes it worse. Fixes often need updates or dealer visits, which can get annoying. Material quality is another sore point. Most of the cabin feels premium, but some areas do not. The lower dashboard, door bins, and parts of the center console use plastics that feel cheap for this price. The haptic controls do not give clear feedback. Sometimes they activate when you do not want them to. Storage is also weaker than expected. The center console does not hold much. For the Lexus, visibility stands out first. The rear windows are small. Thick pillars make it harder to see out. The cabin can feel closed in, especially from the back seat. If you choose the panoramic sunroof, you will have to compromise on the headroom. Taller drivers may need to lower the seat more than they want. The infotainment system works better than older Lexus setups, but it still has flaws. Some controls take too many presses. Tech availability depends on trim. Some driver assistance features are not standard. To get everything, you need to move up the range. Storage brings another compromise. The trunk is decent, but the rear seats do not fold down. Carrying long items becomes a problem. You only get a small pass-through. At highway speeds, wind noise starts to creep in. Road noise stays low, but the air noise becomes noticeable. Finally, the CVT gearbox hurts the experience when pushed. Hard acceleration makes the engine rev loudly. While none of these issues are very big and game-changing, I would definitely look into what you are okay with, as for long rides and long-time commitments, these small things can pile up. If you care about control, precision, and options, the Audi A6 wins by design. It feels engineered first and styled second. The way it drives, the way the body is shaped for airflow, the way the engines are spread across petrol, diesel, mild hybrid, front drive, and quattro, it's built for someone who wants to choose exactly how their car behaves. You can spec it mild, you can spec it fast, you can spec it efficient, or you can spec it quietly aggressive. On the highway, the A6 feels planted and disciplined. Also, it's faster than the Lexus. I don't know how much that would matter. The Lexus ES makes the opposite argument. It says, relax. It doesn't chase driving engagement or configuration depth. It doesn't want you to think about torque curves or drivetrain layouts. It wants you to sit down, settle in, and let the car take care of the rest. The ride is softer, the cabin is calmer, the materials feel warmer, physical buttons still exist where they matter. The hybrid option is smooth, quiet, and absurdly efficient without asking anything from you in return. So which one do you think won this head-to-head? You think the Audi A6 is the better option, or is the Lexus the winner? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, let me know which cars you want me to pit against each other next. YouTube thinks you might like this video popping up on your screens right now, so give that one a watch as well. See you in the next one.